Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to 7.4.5 Entropic Impairment and Quantum Overrun. This is going to be a paradox path and it is one of the tough parts in 7.4.5, starting with Dragon Man and ending with Old Man Logan, and we have Mr. Negative, Killmonger and Namor as the boss. We are going to attempt Killmonger with Power Shield and Extinction Protocol with Enhanced Parry and Redouble Determination as the boss. So before we jump into it, let's look at the nodes. The first one is Entropic Impairment. So the attacker will gain plus 30% debuff duration for each paradox charge on the attacker, and the way you receive these charges is either you or the defender will use a special attack. So for every special you will get one charge on you, and when the charges will be reduced depending on what kind of a special attack you use, level 1, level 2, level 3. So if you use a 3 bars of power, you use a special 3 charges will be removed. And there is Quantum Overrun, so the defender will start with a passively unblockable, and to counter that you will need champs with slow. I have given a list of them on the left side, so you need to bring in 2 of those champions at least so you can run through the path. And also there's going to be Limber, but you don't need to worry about it. Once you have the paradox charges, the stuns will stay longer. And also whenever you will parry the opponent, there is going to be an armor break, and there is power X's, so 60% more extra power until 2 bars of power, and after that it will be reduced by 60%. So having said that, I am going to use a non-suicide setup because I will have to use a lot of specials and I don't want the recoil damage to kill me. So having said that, having that all out of the way, let's jump into the path. And the first fight is going to be against Dragon Man. My team is going to be She-Hulk and also Hawkeye. Those are the two champions that I'm going to be using because of easy access to slow. Right there, I've just used a heavy attack with the parry, so I don't need to worry about the unstoppable. And now I'm gonna push Dragon Man to a bar of power so he can throw those specials, and right there I get a paradox on me. Now remember, if you use an SP1, there will be no change in the paradox charges, because by using an SP1 you will get 1 paradox charge, and because you used 1 bar of power, 1 paradox charge will be removed. So SP1 is where you do not remove any charges, so I can just stay on one charge and keep using my SP1, and there will be no change in paradox. So I hope that clears it up, guys. So I would highly suggest you, if you want to control your charges, you have to either use SP2 or SP3 so you can reduce the paradox charge. It can get a little tricky if you go too much higher, because with the specials from Dragon Man or other defenders on this path throwing continuous specials, that paradox can break above 12 and it can give you quite some damage. The way I control that is I bring in an attacker and I just keep my SP3 on me, and I just try to hit the defender with my basic attacks, and especially with She-Hulk, her damage increases with all the furies, and I'll keep an SP3 with me. As soon as I get to 10 paradox charges, I will use an SP3, and because of the elongated stun, I do quite a few damage in the corner. So it's very important to bring in slow champions so you can get through the in the beginning with the passively unblockable, passively unstoppable on the defenders, and once you have 3 paradox charges you don't have to worry about the unstoppable. So it's only a difficult fight in the beginning. 2 good champions with slow for the first 2 fights, you can build up your paradox charges, then you don't have to worry about the unstoppable, but it's very important that you bring in your slow champion. So I hope this makes sense. I will clear it up also in the upcoming fight, so stay tuned, guys. Now next one is going to be a Rocket Raccoon. Now I don't have much slow champions, I just have a Hawkeye and he is also dupe, so I'm gonna just use Hawkeye. Shang-Chi is a very good option for this path, also is Spider-Gwen, Yellow Jacket, and as well as Sorcerer Supreme, Red Guardian. All of these champions work really well here. If you have those, it would be more advisable to bring those. I am just using a Hawkeye. All I'm trying to do is to use parry and heavy and apply that slow on the heavy attack and let Rocket Raccoon throw his SP1s. Once he throws 3 of them, I will have 3 bars of power, and then I can start throwing my specials as well and use that bleeds to my advantage. Again, pretty simple way how to deal with this. It is a difficult path, don't get me wrong, the fights are not easy, especially in the beginning. You need to play very slow, you need to parry the opponent, apply slow, and then make them through specials so you get the paradox charges. But once you have 3 paradox charges, then you can go in and use your SP1s and SP2s and make sure that you always have 3 paradox charges on you. Once you have that, then it makes the fight much more manageable. The defenders are not really difficult. The first defender, Dragon Man, was really difficult, and then Rocket Raccoon is an easy one, so you can easily bring in any slow champion here and build up those paradox charges for the upcoming path. Now next up is going to be a Vision OG. Now he has his synthesis and also a metal champion, so I'm just going to use in the Magneto, so he will easily get those power either by I will parry him and hit him and the limber will not be effective because of ability reduction because of metal, or he will every now and then get a synthesis buff on him that will give him 1 bar of power, and once he throws 3 specials, I will get 3 paradox charges. I can just parry and heavy him and then build up to 40 of those prowess charges and use my SP3. So because of the metal champion, he will die very quick, makes for such an easy fight, and then I can save those paradox charges for the upcoming Old Man Logan fight as well. So that is another option. If you have a Magneto, he can easily take away 2 of the fights for you, so you have 2 less things to worry about. Magneto plus 1 more slow champion, a She-Hulk, a Shang-Chi, a Spider-Man Stealth, or a Red Guardian, or even a Yellow Jacket. Any of those champions with Magneto can run the whole path for you. Next defender is going to be a Doctor Strange. Now with Doctor Strange, his power gain is it does not depend on the number of hits. He just gains power gain like a energy flow. So you need champions that have slow and petrify. But for example, She-Hulk is a good option here. You can also use Red Guardian here also. Yellow Jacket is a very good option. He has Petrify and also has Slow, but you will have to play around his specials. Try to keep him to an SP1 if you don't have the champions that have Petrify and Slow. I am using a She-Hulk here. Now I've just used an SP2. Now what that does, that applies 105% Petrify and Doctor Strange, and he will not gain power, he will actually lose power. And because I have 9 of those charges on Paradox, because of that, the duration for the slow and also for the petrify is increased, so I can just keep him in the corner. I can keep hitting him, keep spamming my heavy, and that makes for a very easy and a cheesy fight. So once I get to an SP3, I will wait until the petrify is half of the duration of it is gone, then I can throw an SP3, and between the time the stun is there, I can build up to another SP2 and apply another petrify. So I hope that makes sense. You will see it right here as well. I am just using a heavy attack and I'm slowly waiting for the petrify buff to go half of his cooldown, and then I can throw my SP3. On SP3 there is a guaranteed stun, so that I can use to my advantage right there, and once he is in the stun, I will try to build up to an SP2 as fast as possible, so I can apply a petrify buff again. That will again keep him down below bar of power, and he cannot throw specials. If he cannot throw specials, I can control my paradox and I can kill him off easily. So I hope that helps, guys. Next up is going to be a Longshot. Now he can be very annoying if he gets to SP2, so you have to keep him to an SP1 and bring in a champion that can do a little bit of power control as well. She-Hulk is a good option because she has that natural power natural class advantage, but I do mess up with her and I get clipped by an SP1 and I die. But then I bring in Hawkeye and just spam my SP1 with the Hawkeye, and that really bleeds him away and kills him really quick. So the only thing with Longshot, keep him to an SP2 and then everything else should be okay. So even if you lose a champion here like me, that's alright. Just bring in another champion. Your paradox charger should be built and you should be able to bring him down. If the champion has a power control that is much more better, like Hawkeye, I will just spam his SP1s, and that with the extended damage and duration on the bleeds, because of entropic impairment, the bleeds will stick. At one time you will have 5 or 6 bleeds on Longshot, so it will be very well for this fight. So Hawkeye is a good option for this one, even though he's only rank 1, but he's a good option for this fight. No power, just SP1 spams. You can run the whole path with Hawkeye. And the final fight before the boss is going to be an old man Logan, who is a metal champion, so my choice is going to be a Magneto. I already built up Magneto on the Vision fight and have those paradox charges on me, so I can easily parry and knock him down. Slowly build up to my SP3 with 40 charges and just throw an SP3. And also whenever old man Logan throws a special, he removes all the bleeds on him, so that will give him the sharpnel damage very quick and he will be an easy kill for Magneto. So if you do have a Magneto, I would highly suggest you to bring for this path, because he can take down old man Logan easily, and he might be also a bit helpful on the Killmonger fight that is going to be the boss. But then again, we have another champion to deal with him, that is going to be Doom, so we're going to use Doom on the Killmonger. So see you on that fight. The boss fight is going to be against a Killmonger with extinction protocol and also enhanced parry and redouble determination. So the more debuffs he has on him, for example bleed, poison or armor break, the more power he will gain. So you will need a champion that has easy access to power gain. You don't need to worry about the armor break because whenever you will use a well-timed block or parry, he will be armor broken. So I am slowly building up to an SP3, and from here on onwards I will just do 2 doom cycles and then throw an SP2 and then try to do the same and rinse and repeat to kill him off. But very important thing, make sure you always have a parry armor break up on him so you don't take damage from reverberation, and doom makes an easy fight of this. Another option that I've used in the previous video, that was Corvus Glaive with 200% cosmic boost. Just throw 2 SP2s and it easily kills off Killmonger. So that's another option you can go with. Magic is also a good option. Just take him to a corner. If you want to throw in a mystic boost, that also helps, and just with the SP2 spam you can kill off Killmonger as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you find it helpful. This is the tough path in 7.4.5. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below and I'll be happy to answer them. And apart from that guys, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot and helps me grow the channel. And I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.